Hi everyone, good afternoon, konnichiwa, satnam, how are you? My name is Stephanie and we are currently live on Instagram and my Facebook, YouTube, Twitch channel. And for those of you who are new, I am a cosmic channel. I connect and work with spirit, the energies around us, the energies of nature and the cosmic above at higher dimensional levels. And I normally, weekly, you'll see me post on my Instagram page messages from my guides, from my higher self, or the collective, and from whoever that message resonates. And a lot of the messages tend to be about, the encouragement, how to practically integrate, hello, say hi if you're here in the chat, how to properly integrate the visions, the dreams and desires that we're looking to, if you want to use the word manifest, to create in our own realities now. And so the messages that I get are really geared towards that, towards encouraging you to integrate that. And so today is Thursday, July 15. Can you believe it's already 15th of July? And Thursday, if you look at that at a cosmic level, is ruled by the planet Jupiter, which again, Jupiter has been coming through abundantly, and it's the planet of abundance and growth, expansion. If you tuned in this week, the message for the week started off with expansion, right? And oftentimes I'll get a lot of messages from source energy like about a week in advance coming up. So this message I feel is coming up for preparation for the full moon, where we are sowing our desires from previous cycles that we probably put forth effort and before, or possibly releasing things so that we can be ready to receive. And so this message is titled Being and Accepting Yourself is Your Superpower, inspired by Loki. If anyone has been following Loki, the Disney Plus show, I've loved how Marvel has been doing such a great job. And the reason why I bring this up is because Spirit speaks to us through symbolism and imagery and omens and signs daily, and it's up to you to translate that. And I'm here just to share with you what I received yesterday. And so Loki, not full spoiler alert because I don't like this, but the premise on the Disney Plus show is we're talking about multi-dimensionality and different realms of existence. So there could be a version of you right here, right? That's you embodiment. Or another version of you, for example, that you didn't make a choice and act on, and they are acting on the other route, right? And that's just one way to perceive multidimensionality. Also, on a spiritual sense, when we talk about higher selves, we could be at higher planes of existence, the fifth, sixth, seventh, your higher self is that you, essentially, just on a different plane. And so, Loki, it was beautiful because I bring this up. When it comes to the cosmic journey, the spirit journey, and embodying our soul's truth, that dream you're looking to experience or desire, you're looking to bring out and manifest, that is where, for example, we are tested and tried. And this is a follow-up message to just messages have been coming through for the week. And yesterday, if you tuned in, the card was Maia, the winged messenger. And this is, let me see if I can get this clear for you guys. Alright. And so Maia, the winged messenger, I'll put the Instagram recording on the YouTube. It tends to have better quality, I find. Is one where it says spiritual direction inspires my creative flow. And so on the cosmic journey towards, ascension, if you want to call that, stepping up to the plate and to another, hey, and to the next level that you're wanting to move up towards in your life, right? I'm playing with the filters here. And on that journey, you might be tried with certain aspects, all right, of the self, where it might seem like a difficult trial is coming up for you, and you're kind of having an internal battle with the self. Like, why is this happening to me? What's going on? But I want to remind you, your higher selves, your spirit guides, your angels, Jesus. Take the example of Jesus. He didn't come here to sugarcoat anything for any of the people that heard his message wherever he went. It was really meant for you to hear it so that it could step you up, to encourage you, to push you forward where you are being called to, and to own that and take responsibility, because you're helping guide spirit angels, however you associate them with how, right? They are willing and able to assist you. The only thing is you have to be willing and able to listen and ask. Ask and listen to the messages that they're constantly screaming you, right? And so hence on Loki, sometimes we're so stubborn to listening to the advice, the prayers that we've been asking for. What's the solution? Because we are carrying some sort of like wound or old storyline that we are just not willing to release. And so if you've been paying attention to the Marvel show, you have Loki, male version, and the other, variant, the other aspect of him is the female version. And they are being presented with a choice towards the end of the episode, the end of the season. And Loki, male, chooses to see the situation as like, this is bigger than me. And I have to let go of my own experiences to realize that I don't want to go down this particular route that everyone keeps deeming me as. The jokester, the trickster, the manipulator, right? Who just muddles things up. And the female version is carrying this like anger, this resentment from when she essentially was like kidnapped, right? And variants are just taken from their current timeline to be sort of annihilated, written out of the storyline. And she is the aspect of the self that chooses to act from the hurt and the pain rather than releasing it so she can move forward. And so when she makes that decision, tune into the show and look at it, she makes a decision that could really impact her current life and future choices henceforth, right, after doing that act. And that is the premise of our own storylines when we go through our own situations in life, is that, are you going to act from the hurt, wounded self of you like 20 years ago, or are you going to choose from the point here and now, yes, I acknowledge what I went through, what happened to me, my experiences, but my spirit guides, Jesus, is pushing me forward to get past that, because there's something more for me and available to me if you're willing to, receive it. And so that is the winged messenger, to begin to listen to your messages that are constantly coming through, because spiritual direction inspires your creative flow to trust yourself towards expansion. And I'll pause right there, and then really this then began to expand for me this morning. I was just going to post that card for everyone so they can reflect on it, and I see it started growing even more. It was like, no, elaborate on the story. And again, taking the illustration of the Loki episode and the whole show in general, we come up with this next card, and this card is Merope, and Merope is one of the seven sisters of the Pleidian star system. So the Pleidian energy, I find most recently for me, has been very encouragement, right? They're like, okay, you need to be brave, you need to start to let go of old trauma, and because when you want to call in and manifest a life for yourself, you're either going to see it from the lens of abundance or the lens of hurt, and you're going to keep calling in hurt and drama, or you can call in opportunities and grace, right? And so Merope, the mirror, she's the seventh sister, and she relates to the crown chakra. Energy's like this diamond. And this card says the mirror. She's looking at a mirror below her, seeing her reflection. And it says, I hold the mirror up to see, to accept, and love all of me. And so when we bring back that picture of the two Lokis, it's like you're looking at yourself in a reflection. And you have to learn to, in order to move forward, to learn to give yourself one, love, right? The other is forgiveness of whatever you did or did not do, missed opportunities, regret, guilt, shame, people did to you. Forgiveness is necessary to move forward. And as I look through, I'm trying to see, so we have love, we have forgiveness, and the other one will come. But those are two major ones that we have to learn to tap into for ourselves, because the self that's carrying all this past hurt is kind of like the image of a child. It's you, your inner kid, your inner child who is still hurt, who still doesn't understand and hasn't made peace. And you're the self now that has to take the responsibility to give yourself what you need. And so the work that I do is, it's healing you, taking the responsibility, not seeing yourself as a victim, but seeing you as the full potential and absolute authority of your life, the author, creator, and empowering you to take charge, to clear out all these storylines and go like, no, that is not true. I do have a power greater than what my situation was to tap into and move forward. And so this is really important, because when you look at yourself in the mirror, you learn to begin to accept all of you. Your situations do not define who you are. Your actions do not define who you are, but they help shape you into having an experience and just kind of help you in your growth. And it's up to you to see how you're going to take that. Loki in the show says, so the whole thing was written out, and so I have no willpower. And the person they're talking to was like, yeah, I planned it all and you took the steps, right? But sometimes you have to go through the experience to kind of mold you. So an example would be, I had 2 classes teaching yesterday, one in the morning, one in the afternoon. And they were both larger classes than I ever taught before, ever. But in the current moment, I had no choice but to show up. In the first one, admittedly, I was maybe on the physical level, I was kind of like, okay, we have a time crunch because people were coming in late. We got to get the props ready and such. Let me get this charger. And so, for me, did I feel like I was at my 100% most confident and, you know, like owning the floor like I would feel, right, empowered to? Probably not. But I took, for a moment, for a brief moment, I felt like, oh, I didn't do my best. You know, those thoughts that come through of low negativity if we've been conditioned to think the worst about ourselves and be so hard on ourselves. I meditated, I wrote down in my journal, and I said, no, I'm going to take this as a lesson, because if I never was presented the opportunity to teach the 12, then I would never have had the experience. And then I took what I needed from that. How can I show up the next time stronger? Like, what do I need to do so I can feel better for me, not because I'm trying to please anyone else, because I need to be, at my 100. And then, lo and behold, my evening class was packed with 12 people again. All pretty much new people except for one. And I was like, oh, great. But this time I felt more encouraged, more confident, because I had already prepped myself up before. Having had that morning experience, I'm able to go into the second class and just go like, you know what, I'm going to show up my best. I'm going to give it my all. Whether or not someone, and this leads up for everyone else and the growth journeys, is that whether or not anyone applauds you, right? If you give it your best, honestly, for me, that's what it came down to for what I defined as success. If I gave it my best at the end of the day, and I had fun, and I showed you, yes, I have a personality where, the part of self where I'm structured and ordered, and we get it down, and like I like to, work out hard, but I also have that goofy side, right? If I show you all of me, and I'm happy with what I delivered, that's success for me, right? And so this is something to help you in terms of if you're feeling wobbly, or you get insecure, or you feel low confident, right? And you begin to doubt yourself, because doubt is going to come through on your growth journey. If you begin to doubt yourself, what does success mean to you? What does it mean for your highest version of you to show up? And I work with my clients where we look at not at the self of lack, but who are you at your 3.0 version? Who's that next level you that you want to come up as, right? And see that person, envision it, feel them. If you want to write it down in paper and bring it out. And that's you, and then own it. It's not for anyone else to question. It's for you to believe in it and then act on that. I used to tell people my name was Ayame when I was young, right? And I'm like, I have Japanese descent. Wherever I would go, and people believed me. No one questioned me. Maybe one person, but I still flat out told them in their face, yes, that's my name. My name's Ayame, and I'm from, Japanese. And so that's essentially what you're doing in this journey, is owning the identity that you know who you are in your heart, and delivering that, regardless of what anyone says. And this brings up the next card of guidance, which is Celaeno. Celaeno, the oracle, is forecasting. She says, I am the oracle. My intuitive insights flow to me freely. And this is what we're talking about learning to trust yourself. You have your own inner wisdom, your own inner guidance. And on this self journey of awareness, of ascension, of the next level up that you're being called to in your heart, yes, it can feel just like any new experience. You can feel nerves, you can feel fear, right? But you don't have to be it. There's wisdom and guidance. I think this is the overall message for today. Because I actually, my intention was, today's Jupiter, Thursday, a day of gratitude to receive abundance, and I'm grateful for the spirit guides, my higher self, for giving me the words of encouragement to keep going on the route towards my dreams and visions for self, right? And the messages are here, like, wherever you hear that intuitive wisdom and nudges, just like I did in this video yesterday, the best thing to do is to go out in nature, get in a place of silence and calmness, and allow yourself to, one, set an intention, ask the question, a prayer that you're having in mind, and see what comes up through your heart space when you're at peace rather than your head and logic mind. Because Spirit speaks to you through your heart. And if you've been following, when you go back and look at the recording, I was talking about the Loki, Marvel show, and how God was speaking to me, Spirit was speaking to me through there, showing me that the two Lokis is us on our journeys of ascension. Like, you can choose to act out of your old past or the current one, and from a place of faith and hope. I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I want it. I see it in my heart, my mind's eye, third eye chakra, right? Not logic mind. And it's there. And I trust and believe that the energies around me and, source is supporting me, right? Or else I wouldn't be here having that dream. And then this goes to our next card. And I'm on both platforms here. Merope, the diamond. There you go. The star, destiny. And she says, I focus on service and follow my higher purpose. Ooh. And so the message that I channeled through today when she came up, Merope is the seventh sister of the Pleidian star system. And the stone she's associated with is diamond. And so a diamond, energetically, when you work with crystals, they all have a beautiful energy to help us with, and we can connect with. And she says, purify, amplify, and commit. These are the key words. The diamond star of Merope sustains commitment and devotion to love and abundance. And as a diamond energy, it amplifies our energies. Think about amplifying your prayers, your desires, when you are a clear channel, when you're free of worry and fear. And she also helps to purify, to bring you clarity, and just increase your devotion to yourself, to your wishes, to your desires. And as this happens, she helps to also strengthen the connection on an energetic and spiritual level. When we talk about our chakras and our energy light bodies, right? The diamond star, when you begin to work with your energetic body, we have 7 chakras running down our whole system. And we have a crown chakra, right? That crown chakra is the one that's connected to source, to divine spirit. And when you work with the energy with the crystal diamond, for example, to cleanse and purify, it actually helps that stem of connection between yourself and source and strengthens it. So I've been saying this week, when you rest, you take care of yourself, you hold your belief and devote yourself, your energy to that belief, and not allowing anyone to move you on that, your connection between your crown chakra and divine source is strengthened. So no matter what anyone says or anything goes around you during this week and this weekend, because we're approaching the full moon, they can't stir you from that. And so hold the vibration of the faith of what you're wanting, and it'll come forth, because we work on the spiritual and the energetic levels in the realms. And so the diamond star will clear out anything that's blocking your channel from the crown to the divine, all the way down to your own physical body, the chakras within you, so that you'll be able to see with clarity and confidence your next route, your next message, your next direction of a message that comes in intuitively for you. You're able to recall that and just hold on to it and take action. And so an example would be, I am, in my meditation prayer time and speaking with spirit, and a message comes forth to just inspired messages, get on the live and share it. And it was not in my plan, but I moved on it regardless, right? And then the other thing is, so the reason you act on inspired action, because it feels good, right? You're not going to know the results, but if it feels good to you, then that is inspired action. If you don't feel good about an idea or something that comes forth, and you obviously won't know the end result of that, then the best advice is not to move on it, or give it some time and ask and clear channel, right? Praying out to your source spirit guides that they give you the answer solution to a question that you're holding. And as you remember that you're fully supported from wherever you are, and absolute devotion and faith to yourself first, you'll be able to move forward on the next journey, the next step. And this is something I've come to realization is that we're constantly growing, and you never know when is your time to transcend the physical realm here and leave this body. And so the beautiful thing is you're always going to be removing the layers of old stories and really discovering the beauty of who you are. And like I said in my own testimony here on the live, when you go back to the recording, 12 was the largest group I taught yesterday, right? But because I'm always, praying, connecting myself on an energetic level, spiritual level, there will come a point that you act on faith, and faith is, what do they say? Faith over fear will win. You'll have what you need in that moment. Just hold the space, hold your energetic frequency, your vibrations, and you'll be able to go through something that you never thought you'd even go through, right? Or experience. But it's going to make you better. It's going to help you see the wings of, your own self, the butterfly, the angel, however you see yourself. And I think this is a beautiful thing, that you're not alone. You're constantly always surrounded by spirit, angels, and they're speaking to you all the time. And this is a message for the week, for the weekend coming forth, because when it comes to receiving, we have to remove old layers, and the triggers might come off. And if you're looking for any guidance, I work as a spirit guide, not work, but I am. And I take up that responsibility because I want to help others to really see the potential, and that there's more in this life than what you see in the 3D. And I currently have donation-based sessions, so if you're looking for a 30-minute energy reading and we can dive in, I either can look through, I receive messages intuitively anyways all the time because I'm listening and tuned in, but I can also use other tools as well for you. If you're looking to also to discover who is a spirit guide that is coming forth for you right now, that is something you can work on as well, and that is part of that offering that is until the new moon in Leo, which is in August. And if you want to work one-on-one, where I have monthly mentoring, spirit guided sessions, where if there's something in particular that you're needing work with, we go through it on a weekly session basis. And if there's clearing in terms of going back to a past life, to where the root of the trauma or the root of the fear, the root of a belief is, and we need to work on it and transform that into a higher vibration for you. You're welcome, free spirit. That is also available for you, and that is that can be part of the monthly coaching, or on itself. And I just would say, just reach out to me if that's something that you feel is interested, in terms of you feel that is a calling for you, that you need a little bit more clarity. And everyone, even I work with my own mentor, because sometimes in order to get to that next level, you need that support team to encourage you. And that's all I'm doing here, is sending you these weekly messages and guidances of what the energies around are here to deliver for you all. And as a collective, we're always a reflection of ourselves in the mirror, right? And so that's a great thing, that you can see the potential of you and everyone else and each other. And I will go and post this recording on YouTube. You'll see it on Instagram. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. And thank you so much for tuning in. I definitely recommend you to watch the Loki on Disney Plus. I'm a big Disney person. And let me know what messages came forth for you. Do you see yourself in the story? Does it resonate with you and where you are, or where you've been, or where you might be going, right? Sometimes the messages, just like I put down here, these messages are for all time, always. So if they don't resonate now, they might resonate later. So always come back to it. And I pray you guys have a beautiful beautiful week, and blessings. And just to close out with every practice and an energy sealing container. May you guys see the light in yourselves as I see the light in you, and the light in you I see in you. Yes, I can go ahead and send you the link about the offerings, if that's what you're looking for. Oh yeah, the Loki, I'll post it down. So Loki is a Disney show, and it's on Disney Plus, and I'll put it down below and watch it through. It's like 6 episodes, but you'll get the message of what it's implying. And you can always send me a DM, an email. And for now, if no one has any other questions, have a good week. And remember, rest well this weekend, stay in faith, and hold the highest vibration, because your prayers are already here. You just have to be willing to receive them. Satnam.